So in this example, I want you to notice that we are starting with a number. We're starting with a number. We're going to plug that number into a function. When that happens, our answer should be another number. We're going to take that number and plug it into the second function, which should result in a number. And so the big thing that I want you to see here is that if we start with a number, our final answer should be a number. So when you plug a number into a composition, the final answer will be a number. Let's look at how I want you to solve this. The first thing that I would do if I were you is I would rewrite this original problem f of g of 2 into a little bit different notation. It means the exact same thing, but I'm going to write it as f of g of 2 with parentheses. And the reason I like to write it like this is because with parentheses, I know how to handle them. I know how to work from the innermost parenthesis out. So the innermost parenthesis is a 2. So I start with a 2. As I go out, what I have written in blue there, g of 2, is the next thing I actually want to do. And I'm actually going to do it off the side a little bit. So if I want to know what g of 2 is equal to, then that says look at my g function and just plug a 2 in. That's what g of 2 means. So it means 2 squared minus 1, which is 4 minus 1, which is 3. G of 2 is the same thing as 3. So I can replace that g of 2 with just the number 3 because it means the same thing. Now the problem that I'm trying to solve is f of 3. So if I'm doing f of 3, that means f says 2 times whatever you plug in minus 3, and what I'm plugging in is 3. So that's going to get me 6 minus 3, or 3. And so again, I started with a number. My final answer is a number, and that's what we should expect. That's what we should look out for. Now I want to look and say, well, what if I reverse the order? What if instead of doing f of g of 2, what if I did g of f of 2? Will I get the same answer? Will I get a different answer? Well, let's check it out. First thing I'm going to suggest doing is to rewrite this problem in that parenthetical notation, g of f of 2. And then off to the side, we can talk about what f of 2 is. F of 2 says look to the f function and plug 2 into it. That's going to get me 1. F of 2 means the same thing as 1. So that means my original problem over here was really asking for g of 1. The g function says whatever you're plugging in, square it, and then subtract 1. What I'm plugging in is 1. That gets me 1 minus 1, or 0. So when I changed the order that I did these functions in, I did get a different answer, which should make sense if we go back to our idea of an assembly line. If you go down to Ford and you flip the switch and send the assembly line in reverse order, it's obviously going to change what happens. So we got to start with stuff that are a little more rough first, then do some of the finishing touches later. If you start off with the finishing touches, that's going to be messed up. So we know that most of the time, if you change the order of the composition, you should get a different answer.